Alright, what's going on, y'all? So in today's video, we're going to be using the Polytoad Palafin team that me and one of my subscribers built together, who is in the joined part of the community. So he just kind of mentioned that he thought it'd be fun to build a Polytoad Palafin team, because they're like, you just don't really see Palafin anymore, right? Like, it's not like it's a bad Pokemon, it just kind of gets overshadowed by a lot of things that are in the current meta, right? Things like Urshifu, things like Ogre Pond Water, and that does make it a little bit harder to use Palafin. But that being said, I mean, in the right positions, not in front of certain Pokemon like that, it can do quite a lot. You know, it still does just as big damage as it ever did. Right? So, you know, we have a Palafin team. And we also have some other interesting stuff, right? Like we have Life Orb Polytoad to do damage. It's also our only... well, okay, so there's Thunderous, right? But we don't have very good special pressure on this team besides Polytoad. And so, I mean, you kind of are relying on the fact that, like, Dragapult has Clear Body, Kingambit has Defiant, and we also have Leer, right? So Leer is a really fun move. I've found it very useful on this team for helping support Dragapult and Iron Hands and Kingambit, right? And obviously Palafin too, but Palafin, you still have to play pretty carefully with it, right? Like, you're still doing the switch outs, you're still doing all that stuff. So yeah, I really do like this team. The one thing is that, you know, Dragapult technically could have a Ghost Terra, right? But I just went with what I had, and like, technically it is still pretty nice for when you're facing certain things like Flutter Mane, and they do just click like Moonblast or Shadow Ball, right? So yeah, that was the team. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Consider giving a like and subscribe, all that stuff. We're so close to 900 subscribers. And we are in Ultra Ball tier with this second account. So we're going to see if we can keep climbing. But I just felt like, at least now that we're back in Ultra Ball tier, like, we can kind of start going back over the sauce. Like, there's no... you can't drop out of Ultra Ball. Like, so at least we have that net, right? And it's not like this is a bad team, right? Like, it's just... it has Palafin, which is scary, but it's not always good, so... it's good against this. Yeah, it's pretty good against this. I really like their team. Very cool. So I think I want to start these with I mean, yes, like my Polytoad, right? And this kind of... it's just that we actually can't hit some of their team with it, right? Which is the problem. So, like, I really want to bring this, but it's just not good against Lander Dringus, which is part of the problem. I still think that this can be good. I just feel like technically I might get further by bringing this. So we're just gonna have to see. Like, I do think, like, every Pokemon has its uses on the team, right? Which makes this difficult, because actually Iron Hands is not good against quite a few things, right? Like Enamorus, Landorus. They do start Illumise and Thundee. So this is fine. Ultimately, I kind of just want to switch into hands and click Dragon Darts. Like, I don't really see them doing anything that makes me not want to switch in hands right away, right? So, yeah, I'm just going to go for the Dragon Darts. Fake out. Dragon Darts. Yeah. And if they bring in a Namorous, the Dragon Darts will get redirected. And I don't think they'll live it, but they might. No, they won't. Okay. And neither will whatever comes back in, right? So they can't bring back in what they just had unless they want it to just die, which is kind of nice. Yeah, exactly. So they have to bring in Landorus. I kind of think the correct play here is to just give up this, and then so we click Wild Charge, we Terra, and we go for the Dragon Darts. Ooh, but we... Good play. They do just do that, though. Which means we have a pretty free Pally here. So I'm thinking here we just go straight Pally Boy. And we say... They're actually going to withdraw. So we will just KO Thunderous here probably. And I don't see the Enamorous having the chuff to get out of this. Like, sure they can click Play Rough, but is it going to actually KO? Like, yeah, especially because they're going to just protect. So I am going to prioritize getting rid of the Enamorous next turn. I just think it's kind of important. And if we need to, we can always just click... I don't know. I mean, I think we're in a pretty good position here, honestly. So let's just... If we really wanted to be safe, we could... Okay. So we get rid of Enamorous. We go for the Heavy Slam, which will do quite a lot if they don't KO us, which they don't. Nice. Okay, so that's GG's. Let's switch into... I gotta always make sure I'm doing the right thing after that first game in the last video. So we'll get the rain back up. We will go for the Jet Punch. And we will get the Jeeps. Nice. So that was a good one. That really... excuse me. That really showed off what Palafin can do, right? Like, their team really just didn't have anything for Palafin. Like, it had Thunderous, right? But I had enough pressure into Thunderous to stop it from being able to do anything. They also had Enamorous, which I had enough pressure to stop from being able to do anything. The Enamorous isn't good into Palafin, right? Like, the Enamorous is good into the things that stop the things that are good into Palafin, right? Like, because I had Dragapult, and I was trying to use Dragapult to pressure them not to kill Palafin, and then Enamorous comes out, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, like, I'm just gonna kill Thunderous, and then Palafin comes back out and kills that, so it's like, yeah, it's good stuff, it's good stuff. So, if we do get one more win, we should just go back to Master Ball tier, I think. Not 100% sure, though. Okay. So this could be scary, right? Because it's not like I can just use this to get out of it, right? Like, there's a lot that I can't just use to get out of it in this situation, which makes this significantly more difficult. So I need to think. I think if I start these two, it puts on enough pressure that they shouldn't know who to target, if that makes sense. And then I can bring Iron Hands in the back. Then I just can't really bring Politoed, right? So, like, I'm basically forced to either bring Politoed or just bring Palafin without Politoed, right? And it's not impossible. I do have this with Dragon Terra, which technically could get us somewhere, but, like, not really. I don't know what to do here. Just no clue, like, at all. Because, like, I could try to lean into rain, right? But, like, how far does that actually get me? If anything, I should be starting Iron Hands, right? So we'll start Dragapult and King Jambit, which is actually a pretty decent start for me. So I think in this case, I'm gonna switch in Iron Hands and just go for Swords Dance, right? Because I have the free switch in right now. Did a little more than I would have liked, I'll be honest. I can luckily go for Swords Dance Drain Punch. The only way they get around it is if they have the ability to KO me with Hydro Pump or Ghost Terra, right? But Ghost Terra doesn't get around quite a bit of what I'm trying to do here, so Guard Defer. So they'll go for the Will of the Wisp, which sucks. I think if I just keep doubling down here on my King Gambit, I should be able to win this, right? So we go for the Swords Dance, and then I think we just go for the Terra Dark Sucker Punch, and we should be able to just clean up, right? So I am going to... I'm gonna just Wild Charge them. And then I'm gonna go for the Terra Dark Sucker Punch. I kind of need this to KO though. And it should. I'm pretty confident. They do go for that though, which is a good play. I'm expecting knockoff or foul play. Okay. So that's a good play. I actually think there's a chance that Sableye is going to be able to beat me here. So I'm going to switch back in Dragapult, which has the ability to pressure them more. And then... Okay, so I think I lose, because they're actually just going to go for something. So what I have to do basically is I bring hands back out, and then I have to go for Phantom Force. I think the problem is that, like, so much of my team is bad against theirs, right? I'm also forgetting the fact that I actually didn't need to... Okay, so that's good. So, I do have to go for the Drain Punch. I just kind of think it's important. But I don't think I should be able to get out of this, and it's mainly because I didn't Sucker Punch the what's his name. So it's just, it does too much damage. Like, that's the problem. And, like, so having it KO my King Gambit there was extremely bad for me. Ghost is regular effective, so this doesn't change things. It's just, ooh, they're so fast. If this doesn't KO Dragapult, okay. At least I click Drain Punch. So, the only nice thing that I have going for me right now is that Politoed is pretty bulky. And so, Muddy Water will KO the... Okay, so now we should lose. The real problem was that we did just let them get that KO, honestly. Like... That's really frustrating. Because this isn't going to KO. Yeah. Okay. So, unfortunately, that play will also probably lose us the game. Because if I had clicked Protect, and then we actually managed to get the Muddy Water Drain Punch combo, we were actually speed timed. Okay, so that makes me feel a little better. Either way, I still think there was ways I could have played better, right? So I think I just tried to play a little bit more like highbrow than I usually do, and like actually not playing that way usually benefits me, right? Because like normally I would just sucker punch the Iron Valiant again and be like, well, they think that I can't do that, so I'm just gonna do it, right? Like, but I tried to be like, well, don't like overthink things, like maybe they will switch out, and like no, like so the reality is, even though I didn't have significant damage into Sableye that turn besides the Sucker Punch, it was still worth it to try to Sucker Punch KO the Valiant, in my opinion. And because of that, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that like Iron Hand or that having King Gambit live would have been that valuable of an asset, but it definitely would have been. So okay. I mean, this is actually what I like Fire Terra Dragapult for, because you can just click Fire Terra and one-shot things. I'm gonna have to start this, and then like I do think we could bring Politoed and Palafin, but if we do that, we're not bringing like anything that actually deals with Amoonguss, right? And that's kind of my concern. So Okay, so I think this is the one thing that I'm not liking about the team is that, like, I feel the need sometimes to bring just Politoed because the two are too closely linked together, and, like, I don't always like having to sacrifice 2 slots for that, right? So something I can do here is I can just let my mans get hit with a hit. Technically, I don't know if this is a better play, but I do think it probably is. So I'm going to switch in Iron Hands, and I'm just going to click Phantom Force. So now that we've done that, I think we can pretty safely... I'm gonna Wild Charge. I feel like it's either... Okay, so it is a Moongus, right? So either way, I was going to be clicking something not very effective into a Moongus. They go for Heavy Slam, it does a decent bit. I go for Wild Charge, it does enough to pressure them, which is nice. They do have the ability to click Spore, which is not good for me. I think ultimately the best thing I can do right now is probably... I mean, you could argue Heavy Slam is a good play, but, like, I really don't think it's that good of a play. Like, I'm just gonna Drain Punch their Iron Hands, and I'm gonna go for the Phantom Force again. Okay, so Heavy Slam unfortunately was better. So we need to think here. Really, we just need to think about what buttons we want to click, right? I think we can just Drain Punch the Amoonguss, because if they switch in... Yeah, so that's fine. Like, I really just need to get rid of this Amoonguss. And I know they're probably thinking, like, if I get rid of the Dragapult, then I can just bring out, you know, Goldango, and I'm like, I don't know, bud. So, this is a hard call. I do think that ultimately I should probably be bringing out Thundurus right now. I might live, but I might not. I should, yeah. Oh my god, what a waste. What a waste. I should have just clicked Leer. Okay, so this is where this does start to get a little scary because I do have the Terra. I'm gonna Drain Punch them, and I'm gonna Leer. I can't Leer. I want to, and I can see how Leer would potentially get me out of this. But if I can get this para on Goldango, it will probably win us the game. So, that sucks. I keep making bad plays. Fortunately, though, they are -2 right now, so yeah. Okay, so because they protect, we're technically still in this. Like, we have to wild charge them, and we have to just keep going for the Wild Bolt Storm. We get the para. Okay, that keeps us in this. Silly, silly, silly. What do we use next? What team do we use next? Yeah, that's GG's though. We are okay, interesting. We are gonna switch teams though. They're gonna show off their Dragon Terra, which I think is a very good play. But we should still just KO with Wild Bolt. Yes. Okay. I think if they wanted to win, they needed to not protect, right? Like, the going for the protect just put them in, like, an extremely bad position because they didn't get the damage they needed in, like, any way, shape, or form, you know? And if my Thunderous did get the Wild Bolt Storm para the turn that they protected, if they didn't protect, and I moved Burst, we still win, right? But like that was a rough one, so we'll take it. We're still climbing, and we will try to get out of 10, rank 10 in the next one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, you know, try the team. It's good stuff. You know, I really do enjoy it. Like, I think even in the one that we lost, we saw plays that would have given me more leverage, right? Like, because we know we could have lived another foul play, we have the ability to, if we sucker punch the Iron Valiant, they can bring out Iron Hands or whatever. We protect, like we have plays, right? Like, ultimately keeping King Gambit alive to keep pressuring with Sucker Punch is really good, no matter if they have Iron Hands. So all in all, like, it was a really good set of matches, and definitely hats off to that person who beat us with the Iron Valiant team, because it really just came down to like that read, right? And that's why, like, you'll see me making really ballsy plays, like just actually clicking Sucker Punch, like, even though I didn't this time. But it's you gotta be risky for the biscuit sometimes, like. So all right, hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.